I think not being in New Zealand right now is causing a lot of homesickness.
I wish I could be contributing and helping in New Zealand. That's definitely hard.
I'm proud. I say like it's a proud feeling. Yes, I'm not there, but I'm proud of how it's being handled.
I wish I could just hop on a plane and fly back at this moment and help people who may be trying to get their heads around what they're about to start.
I'm currently based in Bristol, in the UK.
I arrived here in Reggio Emilia nearly a year ago.
I'm currently in Brisbane City, Queensland, Australia.
I'm in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. I am a nurse here and I'm working in an oncology, stem cell transplant and palliative care unit. I haven't seen that much change in my actual job. Yeah, it still feels quite normal being there, which is really nice. Saudi Arabia's been in lockdown, probably not full lockdown, but they started closing things down about 3 weeks ago. There's hours where there's complete lockdown, which is policed, and it's coming into Ramadan in Saudi as well. So do you know how the supermarket shelves in New Zealand and I mean most of the world are completely empty in Saudi Arabia because it's coming into Ramadan, so usually their supermarkets are wildly overstocked during Ramadan, but literally there are stocks up to the ceiling.
What's happening in Brisbane is very little, and this Queensland in general. The Queensland borders have closed, and as far as isolation goes, forced isolation that started, there are things like nail salons, like lots of restaurants, they're forced to close for the foreseeable future, but there is absolutely no other rules on isolation. There's no lockdown as such.
It's so hard because every day is different. We don't know what's happening. Now the latest is that I just read on the La Repubblica is that maybe the trend is starting to go down, which is obviously very, very good news. But some days we have this and then it goes up again. So we're just riding this wave all together. But what I do now, every single day, I open my window and I talk to the nonnas and nonnos on the opposite balcony.
Ciao Dienna, ciao come stai? Buongiorno.
It's refreshing for them as it is for me.
Boris gave us an announcement to say that we were going on a lockdown, similar to New Zealand, which gave me a lot of confidence. In saying that though, I really don't think Boris is a good communicator. New Zealand's been taking so much early action that what the UK and what New Zealand are doing are sort of aligning at the moment, which again I think is really bad, but it's really useful for me. So I just listen to what Jacinda's saying and I sort of just take heed of that. I would be coming home to a really stilted or stalled economy with no job, no flat, going into winter. So I mean, really, because I had I'm a full-time employee here, and it's going into summer. I'm in a nice flat, a nice environment. It makes sense for me to stay put.
Yeah, I just didn't realise how big it was going to get and how quickly things would develop. And by the time I kind of did, I was like, oh, I'm close enough to finishing my contract, and now it looks like I might be extending. In Saudi Arabia, about 3 weeks ago now, they closed the international borders except for shipping of goods. So this is land borders, sea borders, air borders. So no one's leaving or coming out.
I'm naturally a proud person, but it's also in the fact that I already have a car here, for example. I've got rent to pay, utilities, got health insurance. My whole life is here already. It would have been very easy to, being sort of in between employment sort of period, to just pack it all in and come home, but it would have just complicated my life a whole lot more.
What I did is I booked my tickets home. I was aware that it was getting harder and harder. And a couple of hours before, I cancelled. I cancelled for a number of reasons. I knew that I was in an apartment by myself. I could control my isolation, my hygiene, everything that went on the moment I stepped inside. Also, I would have been going to Paris and crossing through several countries to get home. I didn't feel comfortable being exposed to unknowns and knowing I would be going into self-isolation and being less than 100 metres away from my 80-year-old grandmother. Your life is going to change in the next 4 weeks. It's going to feel bizarre, different, surreal, and just remember that these are all short-term sacrifices for a long-term gain.
Staying home is contributing 100%. It's reducing the workload on us as healthcare professionals, and Yeah, it's so important.